What's up, everybody? This is podcast Gameoverse episode 161 for Thursday, October 26, 2023. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Rick. I'm here, you're here, we're all here. Talk about video games. What do you think of that, like, opening? Because I've been doing that the last couple weeks, but I'm not sure if I'm feeling it.
Try what else you got?
Let me think. This episode is sponsored by your mom. It's what's for dinner. I don't know, something. I'll workshop some shit and we'll try something out and we'll see what works.
It's what's for dinner. Put it on the plate.
Yeah, I want your mom's thighs around my face for every one of my meals, starting now. But no, jokes aside, we are here to talk about some video games, man.
Hold on. Every time you do that, like I do it too. Like the what's up, but I do it like ironically because it's like the standard like thing? Yeah. So every time I do it, like I laugh a little bit because it's like fucking dumb.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening in my head when I'm doing that. It's like
that's what's happening in my head when I do it too.
Yeah.
It's kind of being silly. I think I'm just gonna like make up an intro like every episode and just like do something that's like what you would hear on a normal like YouTube intro, but like a kind of like parody derivative of it.
Yeah.
I'll come up with some shit like next week and we'll see what works. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe or else I kill a puppy.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. Jesus Christ. I played some shit. You played some shit. I want to hear what you played because you played Super Mario Brothers Wonder. So I want to hear that.
I did play that, dude. It's
good.
Incredible. It is incredible.
I knew. Good. I fucking knew it was gonna be good. Just from the trailers, I knew it was gonna. It's excellent, dude. It was gonna be excellent. I knew it.
I didn't even play that. I only played like an hour, but
really,
right within the first few minutes, dude, you can already tell it's like it's fucking
special.
Good. Yeah. And
ooh, nice.
Because what it does is, you know, the thing about in like Super Mario World was like the last time I got this feeling was they make those levels. There's enemies in those games, there's things in those, there's entire levels and situations in Super Mario World that you never see. You see once in the entirety of the entire game.
Yeah, or maybe like an area is like themed after it, but yeah.
There's like mechanics or enemies you see once and then never again. This game does that right from the fucking start. Because I feel like Super Mario World, it takes a while for it to start like mixing shit up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. It's still a good game. Don't get me wrong. Like it's one of the best like, 2D Marios.
And that's the good thing about it because it's like it's straight up Mario until you get to like a certain point, and then it's just like, hey, we're gonna like flip shit now, and it's just gonna be crazy. Now this whole level is like you eating this thing, and you get like drugged out, and then the whole thing is like, and that's the only time you ever see that mechanic.
I was gonna say like there's like. People joke like, "Oh, a plumber's like taking mushrooms, like it's a drug theme game." But this game seems to be leading into that like a little bit more. Like,
yeah,
like there's like the gimmick power up in this game is ego death or something because that is like he's going to another planet with these new mushrooms.
Yeah. So this game's like it's level based, like Super Mario World and Super Mario Brothers 3, you know, like all those games. It's like it's level based, but like every single fucking level is entirely different almost. Like it does a straight up Mario shit, but then every time you hit like it's a wonder flower. Yeah, you hit one of those wonder flowers and it just does something different every time. You never know what to expect. And I guess that's the wonder part. Like I'm showing some footage on the screen now. It turns the level into a musical.
Okay, so every wonder flower is like different for the level it's on. Is that it?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Like,
But it's still the same level. It's still the same level though. So like you're still playing that level, but it'll transform that section of the level into something else. So you can not pick up the flower and still do the level the same way, or you can do the level like normally. But if you pick up the flower, it like transforms that region of the level into something different.
looks
Uh,
like from the gameplay video you're playing here, you got to the end and it gave you a wonder seed. Like, what is that? What does that do?
so the Wonder
Is that what you get
Seeds,
for doing it? Is that your incentive to like fucking go on this trip?
no, the Wonder Seeds are like they're like the new stars, I guess. You know, they're just like the system that's used to gate things off. So that's like the thing you're trying to get to unlock new area. Like some areas will be get like, hey, you need 20 Wonder Seeds to unlock this level, and it's like slightly open in that you'll be like on a level based track, and then you'll get to a certain area in the overworld that's more open, and you can kind of just do whatever you want. You can walk around. Almost reminded me of Tunic, or yeah, I guess Tunic, in the way that it was just the overworld had like little corners in it that you could walk into and find secrets and shit, and there's like pipes hidden in like behind scenery, and you go into those, and like Captain Toad's there, and he's like, oh wow, how did I end up here? And he gives you some shit. uh it's really cool. It's really cool.
It looks so cool. It looks so cool. It looks so good. Like, I want it. I want it. I want it.
It's
I want it
yeah.
inside of me. Man.
And then yeah, every level is just has just a bunch of different shit in it, and it wants you to kind of like figure shit. Like there's little like puzzly sections where um it'll just kind of just hide stuff, and if you don't have the right power up, you can't solve it, or it wants you to like kind of just mess around with shit using different power ups. There's a new badge mechanic, so it kind of reminds me of ukulele, which I know a lot
Badges?
of people, yeah, because in that game, in the second ukulele game, the
The
impossible,
Donkey Kong Country, like,
yeah, it's like ukulele and impossible lair. The gimmick of that game is the first level in the game is the final level in the game. So, but it's very fucking difficult. So you can do that. You can do that level if you want. It's just really hard. So what you do in that game is you every other level unlocks something that helps you during that first level,
okay,
and
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
they have like a badge. So I don't know, the patch system or something like that, where you unlock a bunch of different patches that you can slot in on your shit, and it just gives you certain abilities. Like, hey, this if you equip this one, you get a triple jump, or if you equip this one, you get an extra hit, or if you equip this one, you can like wall jump or whatever. This
Yeah.
game does that, but I think there's just a lot less of them. They're called badges in this, where there's like one of the first ones you get is if you've ever used the wall jump in one of these new Mario games, the wall jump basically just you jump on a wall, and then it springs you in the opposite direction to like
Yeah.
another wall. There's a badge
Parkour.
yeah, there's a badge you can, one of the first badges you get is it makes that wall jump a vertical jump, so it makes it like a Mega Man X style like wall
Oh.
hug, or like a
Oh.
like Super Meat Boy, you can just jump up the wall, but you can only do it once. So your first jump is straight up, and then your next one is the normal, you jump backwards. So
That's really cool. Okay, I can see that, like, really changing up how you play Mario.
yeah,
I know it sounds sarcastic, but like Mario is like, as much as they like to change from their 2D games, like the core mechanics don't get fucked with. So to
yeah.
see something like that, like this badge system, this patch system that lets you fuck with that a little bit, that's really cool.
And so the levels are designed with these badges in mind, but you can only equip one. So sometimes you'll be doing a level and you're like, oh shit, man, I don't have the badge equipped that would let me do this part. So it makes you have to like think about the levels and shit, and go like, oh shit, I'm gonna come back to this level when I finish with this new badge that I got, and try to do this section with that badge. And yeah, it's just a really smart way of like thinking about how they've designed the levels. So
It's so cool to think about that because like as crazy as it sounds, like how different it is, if you think about it, it's not too different from what they've done before. Because when they introduced like a new like power up, like Mario Brothers 3 had the Tanuki suit, like there are some like levels you can play through and you're like, oh, I should come back here when I have that Tanuki suit because I
yeah,
can
I
go
could
up
like
this thing.
fly up there and yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool. There's like another like evolution of that gameplay mechanic really of just oh I should come back to this level when I have that right power up and now it's like I should come back to this level when I have that badge.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool to check out like just an evolution of that mechanic.
Yeah,
I like that. Oh,
it's
I need to
so
pick this
good,
game up
man.
now. I
It's
need to pick
so
this game
good.
up now.
It's crazy because I don't know how they keep coming up with ideas. They have so many ideas, man. It's just and to see them just do like a one-off level with like, hey, I got this idea. What if you raced a Wiggler in this level and then that was it? And like that and then yeah, and then they just do that once. Or like what if there's like roller skating Koopa Troopas in this level and like that's a thing they do.
I love
And
that.
it's just yeah, it's just they keep coming up with new ideas to keep it fresh, so every level is just different and unique and fun.
I
So
like that. I really like that. Ooh, I need to pick this game up now. I'm excited for this game now.
yeah,
Shit, I need to pick it up. How much
yeah,
is it?
remember when video games were fun, man? Like
Yeah.
that's this game. It's just straight up just fun. I didn't get a chance to try out any of the, it's a Strand game now where it's got like this multiplayer thing. You can throw down like a cardboard cutout of yourself, and when you die, you turn into like a bubble, and if you like can touch that cutout, then you get to come back. Or if there's other players who are doing the same level as you and they're in the same area, they can you can like help each other by like if anyone dies, you just like touch them, and they'll come back. And
That's so cool.
it just sounds really cool. Or you can like you can put down the cardboard cutout, but you only put it down like when you're standing, so you can't like throw it in the air, but you'll see them in the air.
Hmm.
So you're like, it's kind of like the Dark Souls thing of like you can put this shit down, and you're like, how the fuck did this guy get there? Because you can't just like you can't do that. You can't put it down if you're not just standing. And so you're like, oh, there must be a way to get there. There must be a way to do
That's
this
really
then.
cool. I
Yeah.
like that. I really like that. Oh, this is nice. I like this. This is such a cool like everything you're telling about this game like sounds awesome, man. I need to pick it up now.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good. Some people were going like, this is the best. This is the best 2D Mario game ever. And I'm like, you that's a crazy thing to say, man, because Super Mario World exists and Super Mario Brothers 3 exists, which are like my two favorite ones, but this is up there, man. It is like up there. And I only play like an hour and a half and it's up there. So
And not just that, but like Mario has this great every Mario game that comes out, even if it's not like something that you really want to play, it's still like a pretty decent, well built game. Like even their
yeah.
spin-offs are like really fun. Like Super Mario 3D World is one of my favorite games of all time. Like I love Super Mario 3D World. I have so many fun memories of just like the insanity getting into that game because it's got that 4-player co-op. And it's the same thing. Every level is like, here's a different, like, unique gimmick for that level. Like, go nuts.
Yeah.
And to see this, I'm like, God damn, I need to pick this game up now. And the art style looks really cool. It's cool to see them like kind of updating the art style a little bit. It's got this like, what is it, this pastel like color
Yeah.
tone to it.
All the sound effects, all the music and the sound effects are done with an orchestra, I think. Even every sound effect. So when you jump, it's like an instrument that does the jump sounds. Like when you jump and do the
I love
ground
that.
pound, like the ground pound is like when you're like when you charge up the ground pound, it's like a drum roll, and then when you hit the ground, it's a cymbal crash. It's really cool, and every sound in the game is done like that.
I fucking love this. I love this.
Yeah.
I need to
So
pick this shit up now. I need to pick this shit up like yesterday.
yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
I need to
So
pick this up.
I don't have anything negative to say about it, really. It's like
You only got an hour into it, so
I
I'm sure
guess.
like you'll find something to complain about later.
Yeah.
Or you might not. It might just be like, oh, it's a perfect game. I'll pick 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, though. For now, it's like it's definitely recommended then for sure. If you got a Switch, play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my list for sure. We've also been playing Diablo 4, which I've been playing quite a bit too. And this new season's fucking dope.
Yeah.
This new season's really dope.
I'm I think I'm hitting that point where I'm just done. I'm done. It's like it's cool, but you know, I'm not the kind of player that does like the repetitive shit over and over to like get my numbers up. So I did one of the world bosses. The thing is the fun shit is not the end game shit. So the fun shit is like the blood harvest shit, but you can't do it forever. It runs out, and I'm starting to find that it's running. Like I'm not getting the gear that I need to be getting out of doing the blood harvest. So I did one of the world bosses, and yeah, that's where the shit is dropping. But the world bosses only happen like on a schedule, so if it doesn't line up with your like life, then you just can't do it. So I did one of them, and I was like, "Yeah, this would be nice if this was just happening, or if there was anything else, like the nightmare dungeons or whatever. Like the content I want to do was like the blood harvest shit, because that's like it's got so much, it's cool shit. Like that's what I want to do. But like the nightmare dungeons, and which is just I don't know. I find those just not to be fun, or I don't know. I haven't even done one. The idea of it is in my head negative. maybe if I actually do it, then it'll be great. But I don't know.
A lot of the game is still like running, doing stuff to like build up numbers
Yeah,
and get on that next world tier. Like
yeah,
that's definitely a huge part of it, and it's something that it's not for everybody, but I'm addicted to it, dude. I'm addicted to that feedback loop of like kill shit, get gear, get better gear to kill better shit. Like
yeah. That's the thing. The gear that I was getting was just not better than it would be like if I filled up my entire inventory with shit. I would have maybe one thing that was like a couple numbers higher than what I had. So I was just getting like, this is bullshit. I was I was getting that again. I was just like, fuck this. I'm not. And then I did the world boss, and then and then that dropped fucking incredible shit. And I was like, holy shit. But that only happens like on a schedule. It happens like once every like 6 hours or some shit. So
boss, yeah.
so I was like, yeah, I can't. I'm not. Yeah, I was just like, I'm not doing this. So
And that's fair. It's not for everybody, but I'm into it. I like playing through it. The blood harvest shit, starting to see some diminishing returns to me. But I'm sure once I get up to the next like world tier, like it's gonna be like give me good shit again.
yeah,
The vampire powers are so much fun to play around with, dude. Like I'm playing through the season stuff, trying to get those other vampire powers. And I'm having fun with it, man. This is like reinvigorated. Like this is my problem with Diablo, right? And I did this with Diablo 3. I don't stop playing Diablo. I take breaks from it. And every season is like an excuse for me to get back into it. And I obsess over it for that season. Sometimes I finish it. Usually I don't, but
yeah,
I have fun I dump quite a number of hours into it every season. I have fun with it. And that's just the kind of person I am. I love that shit. It's a big part of it is because like, I come home from like work, right? Like I don't want to say I have a stressful life, but like I work a full-time job, right? I have a kid. And when I come home from work, I'm usually help my wife put him to bed. And then those couple hours, right, when he's in bed and before I have to go to sleep, I'm like, I'm gonna play something that can turn my brain off, just fuck shit up, and that's Diablo for me. I fuck shit up, build up my numbers. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. It's like that feedback loop of dopamine in my brain. Seeing my build like hit its maximum potential. It's like that's what does it for me. And that's not for everybody. That's not for everyone, but it is for me.
Yeah. For me, when the content runs dry, I'm done. And I didn't do the. There is a story in this season. Every season has like a little like story mission, and I didn't do that yet. Well, I did it because there's a point where it's like, hey, now for this story to progress, do the fucking season thing, do the
Yeah.
clear this tier of the season, and it's that repetitive bullshit that you need to do every season.
Yeah.
So I did that, but I didn't go back to the story yet. So maybe that's what I'll do, is just do the rest of that story, and then
That's pretty cool. Like it's pretty neat. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend it's like it's not Shakespeare or anything, but
yeah,
it's pretty cool to build up context for what you're doing, and the incentive there is you'll unlock vampire powers for doing it. So
yeah. So I might just do that and then be done with it.
I'm having fun with it. Like I said, but again, like I'm the kind of person this is catering to. So
Yeah.
you play more Starfield, really, right now in October of 2023.
I went back to Starfield. I went back to Starfield, and Starfield is a bad game.
Yeah,
I'm just be straight with you. I feel like
it's the best 6 out of 10 I've ever played. I'll give it that.
I like the game. I like the game. I just think it's a bad game. It just happens to be a bad game that I like. And sometimes I like a bad game. This is one of them. I feel like a lot of people aren't willing to admit that the game they like is bad. And I think that's where a lot of this discourse around this game is coming from. Because there's people that like the game, but I think the sentence in their head is, I like this game because it's good. Um,
You like the game in spite of it being bad. Like that's
that
that's
is the sentence that is the correct. Yeah.
which I'll admit I like the game in spite of it being bad. I like the game.
Yeah.
But there are some like objectively bad things that like you can't ignore in this game. Like
Yeah. So let me explain myself here. My YouTube recommendations list is littered with people with videos of just random motherfucking channels. Like, it's crazy how many channels you've never heard of that have like 300,000.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So it's like littered with those shits who are just shitting on Starfield because it's like, I don't know, it just gets views, like outrage gets views, right? So that's what these channels do. They do outrage videos and get views for it. So I just watch them. I watch them because I'm like, oh, what's this guy gonna say? Oh, the same shit everyone else is saying about this game, of course. And then there's people who just make shit up. They just make shit up about
Like
Bethesda
what?
in this game. And I look at it and I'm like, this guy's fucking he's digging for shit to dump on this game where there's actually nothing there. It came out that Starfield.
Dig. You don't have to dig to find shit on this game, but continue.
No, but they do though, because they have to continue to make it relevant. Again, in fucking October, the end of October, they have to dig to make this shit still relevant. So, yeah, it came out that like Starfield was like the best selling game of October or September, so one of these months. It was like the best selling game.
Mm-hmm.
And then people try to like, it's an extremely impressive thing when you consider A, it launched on Game Pass, and B, it's exclusive to PC and Xbox. and it's on Game Pass for both of those. So you don't even need to buy the fucking game. And despite that, it's still top selling of whatever month it came out. And I'm like, that's very impressive. That's a very impressive thing and surprising thing to accomplish. But people want to fucking come out and be like, yeah, you know, it's easy to do that when no other games came out. And I'm like, what do you mean no other games came out? Fucking Cyberpunk relaunched to high praise. Fucking people are still playing Baldur's Gate. Like, motherfuckers don't have to buy this game. Mortal Kombat came out.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole bunch of other options you can play aside from Starfield. And yeah, I got a little stirred up because like I'm not even trying to defend this game. It's a bad game. Like
wrong. Blatantly wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. But people were like grasping at any straw they can to try to refute anything positive.
I could look up like right now what's come out this month. Fucking Assassin's Creed Mirage came out October 5th.
Yeah.
Fucking Sonic Superstars October 17th. Mario Wonder October 20th. Spider-Man 2 came out.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 is coming out tomorrow. Like, it's a stacked fucking month here, dude. Like, come on. And then again, the new site you talk about Cyberpunk, the new like it just got like its huge like revamp and its new expansion just came out end of September. So
yeah. So
like, yeah, it's disingenuous to be like, well, nothing came out this month. Like, shut up. You're just I understand you dislike the game, but don't look for excuses to like shit on it that aren't there. Like
yeah. So yeah, that's what so you know, it ruffled my feathers a little bit. I don't know why. I just don't like these channels that just like rage bait motherfuckers, man.
Stupid, disingenuous bullshit. That's why I don't like. There's a lot of channels I used to be super into, but I don't fucking watch them anymore because it's just like rage bait bullshit, and I'm sick of it. Like I don't want to hear someone just bitch and complain for like fucking an hour.
Yeah.
And these channels just pump out that shit too. That's the worst part. Like it's like they're constantly finding shit to be pissed off about, and they just beat that dead horse just relentlessly for the dumbest shit, and they just keep going and going and going. It's like I get it, just like could you fucking move on, please, Jesus?
Yeah.
Like it's exhausting. It's exhausting to like listen to. So that's why I hate that shit too. So don't even worry.
So then I went on Steam and just wrote 1,000 words. I updated my review because I put up like meme reviews on the like Steam reviews thing. I put up like a couple meme reviews and I was like, you know what, let me actually like put something useful here or just whatever the fuck. Like let me just put something here that's actually how I feel about this game, which is that it's a bad game, but I like it. And that's the okay. I think people need to admit to themselves, because just as bad as the hate train is for this game, I think the love train is just as bad. Like people just defending it because they like it and not because you can like a thing and think it's bad still.
Yeah. Totally fine. Like me, I bitch about Star Wars all the time. And I love Star Wars. I have zero problem bitching about it.
Yeah. And I don't know, with this game, it's just a problem to me that, you know, they've been making these games, the Bethesda game, for 20 fucking years, and it still hasn't, it's broken and the same, they haven't progressed at all.
Yeah.
Like, is it wrong to just expect them to
update their shit?
To improve a little bit? Like, I know I just want like Skyrim in space or Fallout in space, and that's, you know, when people describe this game as that, I'm like, that's accurate. That is entirely accurate. But like, there's some nuance there, because if you hate Fallout in space, it's not going to convince you. If you love Fallout and Fallout in space, then yeah, that's exactly what the fuck it is. Is literally that game with the same issues it has in space.
I'll argue like new issues.
With new issues too, but also like the same issues.
That was fixed in Fallout. They're not fixed in this game.
Yeah,
Fucking
they
me.
like undid a lot of things too. So, uh, but yeah, so
But
like,
again, like I said earlier, it's like the best 6 out of 10 I've ever played. Like it
yeah,
is. It's and that's it's a weird sentence to say. Like it's a fucking incredible 6 out of 10.
yeah,
It is the best 6 out of 10 I've ever played and I'm ever gonna play. But it's still like I can admit it is a 6 out of 10, like objectively.
um,
Like it does a lot of stuff that pisses me off and that holds it back from being like a really incredible game. But
yeah.
there's stuff about it I like that kept me playing it for as long as I did. And
I think
yeah,
my last point is that mods. It's got more mods coming out now. They've released.
there's the
Uh,
mod for it, right?
there's the tools came out. They're still working on the tools, but they're like the user tools. It's not the official tools, but they've put out some tools so you can actually get into the files and start actually making stuff. And so people are making some good shit. And I'm like, yeah, they fixed the UI stuff at least, and they fixed a lot of other stuff that I just wasn't jiving with. But I don't know. There's another sentiment around these games that like the modders will fix it. Yeah, like it's bad, but the modders will fix it, so it's good. But for one, it should be good without the modders,
I agree.
especially the basic shit like the fucking UI. Uh, even when like Todd Howard did an interview when the Skyrim Anniversary Edition came out, it was only like a year or two ago. He did an interview with IGN and they asked him, "What are your favorite mods?" And he's like, he specifically listed the UI mod. He didn't name it by name. I guess he doesn't know what the fuck it's called, but he was like, "Yeah, that UI mod it was the first one he listed." And I was like, "That's crazy," because you didn't learn anything from that. If that's like the first one,
Yeah.
like uh
How funny would it have been if he was like, "Oh, CBBE." Like,
CBB.
but no, jokes aside, like that's really telling that it's like, oh, my favorite mod is like a thing that fixes my game.
Yeah,
Not some crazy shit like putting like making Jedi like a fucking class or a race in that game, or just some weird bullshit like Thomas the Tank Engine replacing all the dragons.
yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's like a UI fix.
No, the ones he listed were
Like,
like super practical. There was another one he said there's another one that adds fast travel points to other player homes, and he's like, "Why didn't we make that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why don't you
didn't
make
you make
that?" And why still haven't you made that in fucking Starfield and Fallout? And like, it's still I it's crazy because he knows this shit exists.
Yeah, you
He's
know
like
people
knows
want it.
people
Like,
want it, and but they don't they don't do it. I don't understand. So that's like this game.
it's funny because these are like core quality of life things that he's like listing off. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
that kind of makes me mad that he's like, oh yeah, here's some cool quality of life changes that we could totally implement, but we're not going to. The
yeah.
modders did it.
Because they had to patch in an FOV slider and a brightness slider. So like
Oh, it has an
that's
FOV slider now.
it
Finally,
has an FOV slider now. Yeah, and a brightness slider. So you can do that now. But
that's what I'm talking about, man. Like 6 out of 10. It's a good ass 6 out of 10, but still 6 out of 10. Like,
yeah. I'm because they say they say it gets better the more you play, but that's not true. I mean, it is true, but they don't talk about the other side of it. It's a fucking sine wave, okay? Like it gets better, and then like on the other side of that crest is a trough, and the trough might be lower than the crest because
yeah, I hear you. Like,
every good
as you
thing
get
this thing
farther into
does.
it, it's higher highs but lower lows. Like,
Yeah,
that makes
yeah. Like it'll set up something really cool. You'll be really excited, and you see the other side of it, and it's like, "Fuck you."
which
Like,
the potential for greatness is higher, but the potential for bullshit's like a lot higher too. Like
yeah, yeah,
exponentially stretching out both sides. That makes perfect sense. Like I could see that being a problem with this game, just from what I
so
played of it.
Anyway, I loaded it up because I wanted to mop up some of the missions that I hadn't done yet. The faction missions, like the UC stuff, I didn't finish, and the Crimson Fleet stuff I didn't finish. So I just wanted to mop that stuff up because that's what they say is like the good shit. But I'm not seeing it. So again, I think people are trying to convince
Honestly, like
themselves.
honestly, with the new Cyberpunk update, I migrated to that. I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna get back into Starfield eventually, but Cyberpunk is like where most of my attention's going right now.
yeah. It's just no one makes games like the Bethesda game. They're the only ones that make these games. So they're the only ones that like scratch this specific itch
Yeah.
of this kind of thing, and that's what I like about it. So that's yeah. I load it up and get it a little bit, and then that's it.
Yep. That's the Starfield one. 6 out of 10. The best 6 out of 10 you're ever gonna play, but
Yeah.
it's a bummer. I was super excited for that game too. Well, I mean, you can still be excited for it, like we were just talking about. You can still like enjoy it, but just recognize that, like,
It's a bummer. It's not
yeah,
going to
it's
live
not
up to your.
yeah,
It depends what you expect. I mean, if you go in expecting a shitty Bethesda game in the same way that they're all shitty Bethesda games, then yeah. But I
yeah. If
expected them to have evolved a little bit, and
yeah,
that's where
if
I'm
the
let down.
Bethesda bullshit doesn't already bother you, I think this will be fine.
Yeah.
But if you're already kind of jaded, like, can they ever make anything else, or can they make anything work? Like, this is not going to change your mind.
Yeah.
In fact, it might make you dig your heels in deeper, honestly, if you're already a Bethesda hater. But
But again, the mods will fix it, and that's
yeah,
not even the mods aren't even a fucking option for the vast majority of people who are playing this
yeah,
game because you don't get that on console.
yep,
You do just a little. It's going to be significantly limited
yeah,
compared to PC, and
exactly.
that's where the vast majority of people are going to be playing. So the mods are going to fix it is not a legitimate excuse.
No, it's not at all. I agree completely. We'll see what comes down the pipeline. I would like to pretend that Bethesda's gonna like update it and patch it, but that's not gonna happen.
They said they're committed to it more than anything. Now I don't know what
How
that
much more
means
committed can they be? Like, they were committed to fucking Skyrim. They release it like twice a year, every year for the past like 10 years,
without fixing anything.
like without fixing anything. So like, how committed can they be to this? We'll see. We'll see. Like, we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold my breath. Bethesda's gonna be like, oh, here's UI fixes, here's inventory management fixes. Now when you scrap a weapon, you get to keep the mods that were already on. They don't just disappear
But
into
that's
the
the thing.
ether.
That's the thing, though. Okay. So yeah, I respect if you stick with your game and commit to fixing it. Like, shouts out to CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk. Shouts out to the Hello Games with No Man's Sky. Like, yeah, if you commit to fixing your shit, then great. The problem is, that's the expectation now. Like, that's the
Yeah.
first defense. Even with this game, the people who are on the defense force for this game are like, "Oh no, they're gonna fix it. There's gonna be DLC. They're gonna fix it, and they're committed for 10 years." They said, and it's like,
Yeah, but how does that help us now? Like,
yeah, like how about we just launch the game? Like, let's not set up this like expectation that we can release broken fucking games, and
yeah, I
then
agree.
like fix them for like the next 5 or 10 years. Uh, like, because that's what everything is now. It's like we're gonna put this fucking game out. That's why like Baldur's Gate gets so much like. Granted, they were in you could buy that game in early access for like 5 years before it came out, and I think people don't remember that.
Yeah,
But that game was you could buy that game broken as fuck for like 5 to 6 years.
yeah, but they were upfront about it though. Again, it was early
Yeah,
access. Like, they were upfront. Okay, this game is not ready yet.
but like, is that what you want though? Is that like, do we
Yeah,
want to buy games early as fuck and broken as fuck? Do we want Call of Duty to come out, or do we want like the next Assassin's Creed to be crowd funded for
yeah,
6 years before it actually launches? Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's like a two-sided thing because one, people want these big ass fucking blockbusters, AAA bullshits, but they don't want the time it takes to actually make that thing.
yeah,
So they put it out early as fuck, and then people buy it, and it's broken as shit. And it's like, well, it takes this long to make these, but people want it. It's like a double-edged thing of, like, the fans are shitty because they just are ravenous about wanting the thing,
Yeah.
and then the people making the game are shitty because they want to put it out as cheaply and as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree, and it's like something that it's a precedent I want to set because like as much as I love Cyberpunk, like, and I will praise this game to hell and back right now. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. That with the way that game released, that's inexcusable, man. Like, come on, like I'm lucky because remember when it came out, I was gonna buy it. I was gonna buy it day one.
yeah,
My computer broke. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm not playing it right now. And that's a bummer. I was super bummed out. I'm not going to play Cyberpunk day one. And then that's when the reviews started coming in. And I was like, oh, I'm really glad I didn't fucking buy that. I can't imagine paying. That game was like $70 game, wasn't it, when it first released?
Oh shit.
Let him go.
Yeah, it was 70. No, I think it was 60. I think it was 60, but I think so. Pretty sure it was. Because it was like, it launched on like PS3, or not PS3. I always say PS3, or I'm thinking PS4. But,
Yeah, I launched for 60. You're right. But I can't
Yeah.
imagine, like, $60 for that game, dude. I can't imagine dropping $60 for that game and getting what we got, like vanilla Cyberpunk. The game's incredible now. It's incredible now. I would gladly have paid $60 for that game to get the game I have now. But I'm lucky I didn't. I paid like I bought into it after their first like big major patch, like what was it, 1.5, 1.1, something like that. Their first like major patch that like changed a bunch of shit.
yeah.
Like I hopped in on that like when the game was like $30, and I was like, this game's fucking great. And they've made it better ever since. Their newest patch just completely changes up everything, and it makes it so much better now. The Phantom Liberty content is so much better now. And I was like, this is great. I paid $60 overall, $30 for the base game, $30 for Phantom Liberty. But I feel really bad for anyone that paid 90, right? And we bought this game day one,
Yeah.
and either they're their first experience with it, you know, they played it start to finish with vanilla Cyberpunk, which I feel bad for you.
Or
And
they
then,
bought it on PS4 or Xbox One,
yeah,
because I don't even think those like versions are like supported anymore.
no, they're not getting they didn't get the 2.0 update or the Phantom Liberty content.
Yeah.
You know, they had like one major patch that like fixed some bug issues, and that was it. They were done with it. So I feel bad for all those people too that got it like PS4 and Xbox One. It sucks. Like it's really shitty. It's really shitty, and it's a precedent I don't want to set. I'm glad the game's good now. I'm really glad the game's good now, and I'm having a blast with it, dude. I'm about to fucking suck this game off right now a little bit, but it's not a precedent I want to set. If they need another year to make that game like what they need it to be, then take that extra year. Like the fact that it came out in the state it did, which I know like people are gonna argue, like, oh, it wasn't CD Projekt Red, it was like their investors or their shareholders made them release it. That's still like I understand, but I can still be pissed about it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're still getting shafted here. Like it doesn't make it better. Like, they don't just like get a pass because like, oh, they didn't mean to do it. Like, so I don't care. We still got a shitty game out of it for the first like what, like 6 months it took till it got a major update.
Was it 6 months? I feel like it was way longer than that.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm looking up its patch timeline right now.
I mean, I feel like it wasn't until 2.0, to be honest, where it finally hit a spot where I was comfortable. But
So the big patch was patch 1.52 or patch 1.5, sorry. Or it was 1.3. Hold on. Which is the patch that like really put the game in? I'm trying to think when I bought it. Oh, all these patches came out between January and March. I think I bought the game in March. I think 1.2 is like the first major patch. No, it was 1.5. 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 was like the big like they put on Twitter like this is the big patch. And that came out like they had a couple patches before then, but 1.5 was like the big one. And that was February 2022. So when did the game release? It released like December of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, oh God, was it really that long? Like 2 years? There's no way. Was it really that long?
Dude,
Almost 2 years? Yeah, shit. I
it's
forgot. Yeah, that is it. Shit, dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
like 2 years. Can you imagine? Like give any other game like give Starfield 2 years. It would be totally fucking different. It would be totally different,
yeah.
especially with all the crazy mods that would be out because they're saying the official mod tools will be out next year, early next year. So like you give Super Ultra Pimp in the chat, what's up?
Fill it up.
You give any game 2 years, it would be completely different. Not completely. Well, it depends on the game and what they like promise with it. But like, you imagine if you give Redfall 2 years. I mean, just delay your game. Just delay your game 2 years. Give it that like extra 2 years to just cook, and it
Yeah,
would be so much better. Like you
I
don't
agree.
have to release. You don't have to release in a bad state.
Yeah, I agree. You don't have to release a broken ass game. And that's what drives me fucking nuts, dude, is that this is like the standard here. And again, I'm glad I couldn't buy it when it came out because I would have been fucking pissed. I would have had to wait forever for it to just like get to the point where it needed to be. And yeah, dude, it's so fucking shitty. It's so shitty to think this.
So yeah, I think the problem is just AAA games just take forever now to make because people want this high fidelity. They want them to have the best graphics and audio and fucking just explosions and shit, and it takes too long. It takes too long to make a game like that. So I feel like I think you said it before. It's like unsustainable, man. We're gonna like hit a
Yeah,
point where either everything's just like AI generated, or they find a way to just like really speed things up, or we're just gonna go back to like making games fun first, and then the graphics don't matter, the pizzazz isn't gonna matter as much as long as the game is good. And like Super Mario Wonder, it's that's why Nintendo could put out so many quality fucking shits in a short span of time, is because they just make a good fucking game, and it doesn't have to have the best graphics or the best anything aside from a
just the
good
gameplay.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo takes the approach that they go to their game like, I want my game to do this. And it does that very fucking well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do the Ubisoft thing where it's like we're gonna copy and paste this like the Ubisoft open world formula over and then build a game around that. It's like no, like every game we're gonna make is gonna do something. It's gonna do this cool thing, and we're gonna build off of that. And I love them for that. Tears of the Kingdom is still a fucking incredible game. Breath of the Wild before that is still a fucking incredible game.
Yeah.
And again, like even going back further, like Super Mario, I still take the Super Mario 3D World is fucking great. Splatoon is still fucking good for the people who are still playing it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not my cup of tea. No, like I wasn't like a huge Splatoon fan, but they went in, they want to do this specific thing with it, and they did it, and it's successful. People like it, like, and it's annoying to me to think that like all these games could release so shitty and then just build off of it later. And you could argue, like, well, Splatoon did that too. No, they released a game that worked with a single player campaign that worked. All they updated was like the multiplayer content later. They added more stuff, free progression items, free weapons, free equipment. Instead of releasing DLC packs to pay for, they were releasing cool shit for free.
The Splatfests.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at the fucking reviews for Cyberpunk, and the top review right now is drop September 25th, and it's like, "Wake up, Samurai! We're out of early access." With like Keanu Reeves, fucking Johnny Silverhand there. Yeah, it's a bummer. And it's going for someone who loves Cyberpunk. I'm going to talk about Cyberpunk a little bit now, like what I've been doing. Phantom Liberty is fucking incredible. It is so much fun. The story's really good. The level design for this, because the game they learned from like their level design from the previous game, the previous iteration. So the game actually feels like it's really using all your tools as you need to. Like I'm playing the game on hard, and it's mostly pretty easy, to be honest with you, because I learned like really early on like how to like properly break the game and break a broken character. But the
Yeah.
Phantom Liberty stuff is like pushing the envelope on that for me. It's like I still have to like try with Phantom Liberty. And again, the story's really good. I want to see where the story goes on here. And all the stuff they added to the game, you know, all the changes they made to the skill tree are incredible. I'm having so much fun. I restarted the game so many times. I'm like, I want to try out these different builds. I want to try out these different abilities, these different like mechanics. And it's so much fun doing it. Like it's a great game now. If you haven't picked it up yet, it's a great game now. Pick up the game and Phantom Liberty if you can. I wouldn't recommend paying like more than $60 for both of them together. But if you can swing that, if you can swing $60 for both of them, get that. It's a fucking incredible game now.
I swear,
And
the game was like I feel like I got this game for like $12 when it was in the height of its downfall.
I'm trying to see like when I bought it and how much I paid for it.
Because I own it on GOG. I feel like they were doing some GOG deal where it was just like, hey, this game's fucked up. Here it is for $12. So
Probably.
you know, it's like Bitcoin. Like like it's crashing. Buy now.
Here we go. Let me see. I bought Cyberpunk February 15, 2022. So yeah, about when they released their first like big major update. And I paid. Let me see here. I just had it here. Where the fuck did it go?
Yeah.
I paid a total of $32.45 for the game.
Okay.
And then I bought Phantom Liberty October 12th for $31.67. So about a little under $65 for both. And I think that's a good sweet spot for that game. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like all that content, yeah, I think it's like a good sweet spot for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to swing back around to this game myself because I
It's
don't know.
good,
There's
man.
just so much other shit. There's like too much shit to play. And I feel like this game for me is like a slow burn. You know, it's like the pace at which I approach this game is just too slow. It's the same way I play like always try to do stealth, and when I'm stealthing shit out, I'm going slow. So, but I just never take the time to like upgrade my shit. You saw when I was playing, it was like I still had all the basic shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I couldn't like make it happen unless I like stealth the fuck out of it. So
Yeah, you gotta upgrade that shit, dude. You can't just like what you're doing is
but it
bad.
doesn't like it doesn't present that stuff to you in a more upfront way. It doesn't go like you really have to go and it's like you have to like consciously go, I gotta visit the Ripper dock and get some upgrades.
Yeah.
Because that's never what's happening through my mind. In my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna loot some shit and just upgrade everything. Like I'm trying to play it like a Borderlands or something, where I'm just gonna loot everything I need and then slot it into my body like a fucking madman. But that's not how it works. You actually have to go to the place and like consciously, hey doc, I need some upgrades. Chew.
And not to say you can't totally do that. You could find cyberware in the game, but it's like
Yeah.
it's very few and far between, and it's only going to be like the legendary, like named, like iconic cyberware, like really high end stuff is you're going to find. That's like way later in the game.
Yeah.
But early on, yeah, you want to like revisit the Ripper dock sooner than later, or invest points in your stats like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the game's fun. I'm playing it on hard right now because, like, I'm gonna be honest, the game's like once you learn how to break it, it becomes too easy. So I'm playing on hard right now, so I could have like get the most out of it, and I'm having a blast, dude.
That's what I want sometimes is just easy though, you know?
That's fine.
Sometimes I don't
That's
want
fine.
to. I don't want to focus on the difficulty. I just want to get through it. You know. It's
And that's
like,
fine. The game on like normal difficulty is easy as fuck. And like that's if that's okay to you, then go at knock yourself out. No shame here. But yeah, that's what I'm personally playing on because like I have more fun with it like that if I'm actually like trying. But yeah, it's a fun game. That's all. I'm gonna leave it there. It's a fun game now. It's really good now. You should. It's worth picking up now, and everyone should go play it.
all right.
What do we got next? I also played Shovel Knight. Really,
Ooh.
really, Year of Our Lord 2023. I played Shovel Knight. So I bought it.
There's never a wrong time to play some Shovel Knight.
Yeah, so I bought it a while ago on Switch because it was like super cheap for the entire treasure trove. And the last time I owned it was like I bought a double pack for Vita and PS4, so I was playing it on that. That's where I beat it. That's where I played through all the content. But I really wanted it on Switch because the Switch has some cool like exclusive stuff that wasn't in the original game, and plus like a Switch is like a great console to have Shovel Knight on. Let's be honest. And I was really excited to pick it up, and I got it. I played it. I loved it, but I already beaten it, so I was like, I'm gonna take a break from it. Well, recently, let me give you guys an insight of my like house situation. Right, I have a kid, and I mainly play on PC. So when I'm with my son, I can't just have him hang out in my office with me. You know, while I play my computer, while I play games on my PC, and I can't just dump him in his playpen while I fuck off to another room. So make me be a bad dad. I get the cops called on me.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm with him, you know, he's in his playpen, I'm hanging out with him, you know, I keep his attention, but he likes to play to himself sometimes. I'll run up a game on my TV or something. And so I was playing Cyberpunk during one of the, not Cyberpunk, Shovel Knight during one of those like sessions there. And I was having a fucking blast again. That's still an incredible fucking game.
Yeah.
It was an incredible game, Shovel Knight. Now here's where I fucked up. I had a hard fucking time with that game. A really fucking hard time with that game.
Really?
Borderline unfun, difficult time with that game. You want to know why? You want to know why I started time with it? When I started time with it? Two reasons why. One,
You're playing on a Switch.
The original version I played was on PlayStation,
Oh, okay.
which had the Kratos armor, which like totally breaks the game. Like the way you attack with it, totally just like completely like breaks a lot of the boss fights. It breaks
Wait,
all
what
the
is the Kratos armor? I don't know what that is.
So instead of your normal, so when you the PlayStation version has a special exclusive boss fight where you can fight Kratos from God of War, and when you beat him, you unlock armor. It's called like the Armor of Chaos, where it changes your color scheme to look like Kratos from God of War. Not just that, it also changes like gold into red orbs, like from God of War. But it changes the way you attack. So look it up right now. Instead of your normal like shovel attack, right, where you're just like shoveling, you're doing like fucking like Kratos, like Blades of Chaos, like sword swings.
What the fuck?
And it completely breaks the game, dude. Especially aerial combat, because you know the only viable way to do consistent damage in Shovel Knight from the air is to like jump over enemy, right? And just like shovel jump them. But with the Chaos armor, you can just jump in the air and attack with those fucking Blades of Chaos, and it'll hold you in the air for a second while you do it, completely eliminating a lot of the challenge from the game. That's my first fuck up because the armor's not in the Switch version, so now I actually had to engage with the game the way it was meant to be engaged with.
Okay, you're saying you played it with this shit and it made it super easy, so when you went back and didn't have it, you were fucked because
exactly.
Okay, I see.
So you saw that how he was in the air, how he was just like swinging.
Yeah.
Like that holds you in the air while you do it, so you could like just fucking wreck bosses with it. You can get out of their damage zone super easy and just like fucking just unload on them. And another thing it does too is that that was my first fuck up. I would go into this game and I'm like, oh, I need to engage the game in the way it was meant to be played, and I don't have the skill set to do that. My second fuck up. Remember how I said I bought the game a while ago? I made some decent progress in it. I was like towards the end of the game. So when I booted it back up, I didn't want to start it over. So I'll just pick up where I left off. That was a fucking terrible mistake because the end of the game is like, it's reliant on the fact that, you know, you learned all this shit from previous levels. So when you buy it, get to the end, wait 6 months, boot it back up, and jump right into the end of the game again, you have to relearn all that shit in a very like volatile environment, and you get your ass fucking kicked. Oh my god, that game has some like, that game is mean at the end. It expects you to know all this shit. So a lot of the stuff there shouldn't be surprises, but it is to me because I hadn't played it like 6 months. I was getting my ass kicked, dude. Oh my god. I was getting the shit kicked out of me in that game. It was embarrassing. But it's still fun though. Because like even though I was getting my ass kicked, it wasn't like, oh what the fuck? Fuck this game. It was like me laughing, like, oh what the fuck? Oh break what the fuck? And I was like laughing to myself. And that's how I knew I was like having fun with it, because I wasn't like fucking raging. I was like laughing at myself for falling for some of the game's bullshit. Yeah, that's my thing. It's still fun, like, and if you can get the game now, like you have all the extra content, right? Like the Plague Knight stuff.
Yeah, they added so much stuff to this game.
Yeah, so you have all this extra shit to play around with. And it's fucking fun, dude. It's fun as shit still. And I recommend it for sure still. I beat the main campaign with Shovel Knight, so I'm playing through the Plague Knight stuff right now, and that's still fun. Like people shit on Plague Knight, but his campaign's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, this is completely different. I like how completely different all the other characters are.
So the problem with Plague Knight is that it was the first like playable character they released after Shovel Knight. So his campaign uses Shovel Knight's like level design. And think of it like Shovel Knight like 1.5. Like you're seeing the game from the game you already played through from his perspective.
Yeah.
And a lot of the levels are the same as what you had in Shovel Knight. So you're playing through a lot of those same levels. So a lot of people didn't like that, especially since like the other games like Spectre Knight and King Knight, they have their own story, their own levels. They take place at different points in the game. They don't follow the same story Shovel Knight did. Like I think Spectre Knight is like a prequel, like a deep prequel, and so is King Knight. They take place like a long time before the first game. So they have their own dedicated level designs, or dedicated mechanics. Plague Knight had to kind of piggyback off what Shovel Knight was doing. But I liked it. It's fun. Like the bomb stuff is cool. The bomb jumping is cool. People shit on it, but like the bomb jumping's fine. You just suck at it, so shut up. It is exhilarating. Fucking charging up a bomb jump, flying through the level. What I like to do, charge up a bomb jump. Because you can double jump in this game, because like you can't jump as high as Shovel Knight can, but you make up for it by having the bomb jump and the double jump. Now the bomb jump lets you, when you throw a bomb, you can hold the bomb button, and it charges it up. And when you let go, it sets off a bomb and shoots you up. If it's neutral, it shoots you straight up. If you're holding forward, it fucking flies you in that direction you're pointing in. You could hold a bomb jump, single jump, bomb jump, hold it again, set off your double jump to change direction or keep moving forward. That gives you just enough time to set off a second bomb jump in the air. You could fucking fly through levels with that shit, dude. And once I learned that, ooh, game over. Game over. I was having a blast with it, just fucking blowing through shit. All these levels that were hard with Shovel Knight are super easy with Plague Knight now. And it's fucking exhilarating, dude, because it's so fucking crazy just watching him fly around like that with almost no control, but you feel like a badass when you pull it off. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people fucking hated it. And I don't understand why, because it's fucking cool as fuck. I think the people who just didn't like it just sucked at it, honestly. But I had a fun time. I had a fun time with it. I'm still having a fun time with it. I'm sure that'll probably change towards the end of the game, you know, when they introduce some of that like end game bullshit that I was talking about. But by that point, like, I think I'll be fine. Like I'm having fun with it so far. You can customize the way your bombs work if you wanted to. So if you wanted a bomb that like Instead of throwing like ahead of you, you throw up in the air, you lob it in the air like a fucking axe from Castlevania. You can do that. If you want a bomb, you can change the fuse. So if you want it to go off immediately, you can do that. If you want to have a delay on it, you can do that. If you want the actual explosion to go climb up walls, you can do that. Like you can completely customize how your bombs work. And you can do that in the middle of a level. So you can customize your bomb, get through a level, get to the boss, be like, oh, I gotta change the way my bomb works to fight this boss. You can do it, like right that in there. And it's super easy. It's really intuitive. I'm having fun with it. Like people who complain about it, like you're wrong.
Yeah, it's more difficult than I don't know if it's more difficult. It's like super different though. You have to like completely reprogram your what you thought about Shovel Knight if you're like going right into it because it's different.
Exactly, it's different. And it's fun because here's the thing, dude. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But Shovel Knight takes a lot of like inspiration from other like NES platformers, right?
Yeah,
You know, the shovel jump is obviously like a nod to the cane jump from DuckTales, right?
yeah.
The Order of No Quarter, they're definitely like a nod to like the Robot Masters from Mega Man. The way the level design works is very reminiscent of Mega Man with like its obstacle course kind of level design. It does a lot of stuff that you've seen before, which is fine. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it does that sit very well. But Plague Knight, I've never played anything like Plague Knight before. Like, I can't think of another where they got the inspiration from for Plague Knight. If there's a game that plays like that already, like some obscure NES game, they pulled their inspiration from, let me know in the comments. But to my knowledge, that doesn't exist. Even their other games, Spectre Knight, very reminiscent of Ninja Gaiden. It's different, but you can tell the Ninja Gaiden inspiration is there. And same with King Knight. It's very reminiscent of like Wario. Like
There
the
is.
Wario
I think
games.
I have. I think there is something,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's escaping my mind right now. I think there is something though.
If there is, let me know. Because I can think of like the way the game lets you customize your weapon and how it works is very reminiscent of like I think the later Mega Man games did that. Um More recently, fucking what was that game? Gunvolt does that. You know, you can change the way your guns work. And I'm sure there's like a game that inspired that. But the actual like the bomb jumping, the way that works, I can't think of another game that like does that. If there is, let me know in the comments because like I want to know if there's another game like it. Let me know because I want to play it. But I'm having fun with the game so far. Plague Knight's a fucking great campaign. All you Plague Knight haters are wrong. Shovel Knight alone is just an incredible fucking package, dude. You get 4 fucking campaigns, the showdown mode. Like, there's so much shit in there for the price of that game. Like, just go buy it. If you don't own Shovel Knight yet, what's wrong with you? You're fucking up. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. God, it's already been like 2 hours and we're barely moving on to the gaming news. Well, not a lot happened, so.
Yeah.
We had the Xbox partner preview. We got to look at some stuff. The stuff that really like caught my attention was Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. It's new. They showed off a new mode. It was like Dondoko Island, which is straight up just like Yakuza Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Which I thought that was the game. I thought that was.
No, like
Yeah.
that's a game mode in the game. Like there's a trailer out there when the game got announced, like I think like 4 or 5 months ago, and it shows off like what that game is, and it's straight up just it's like a dragon, you know, it's a turn-based RPG set in the Yakuza universe, and this island mode is a separate mode of the game, man. And it's
But
fucking cool. Like I'm into it. I feel like I would really like the Yakuza games. I have time to play them. Like there's so many of them, and they're so like dense. Like, I would not have time to get into those games with how many games I'm playing right now.
yeah, this looks awesome. If this was the game, I would still be into it. You know, like
Yeah,
I can't believe that it has all of this, and there's still another game.
yeah,
I thought this was the game, and I was already sold on this. You telling me there's a whole nother game in here?
yeah, dude. That's like the game inside the game.
Oh my gosh.
That's like nothing. Yeah, yeah, dude. Yakuza's fucking crazy. Like they make their games so dense. like we were complaining about like how a lot of open world games have this like just this annoying content that's like just there to check off a box, but Yakuza doesn't do that. It's like, no, here's like a ton of fucking stuff you can do, and they work with that with like a map size like a quarter of what these other open world games are doing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like I would love Yakuza, but they're so dense and so much stuff. I'm playing way too many games to like really get into that. Um, but yeah, I like it. I like what I was seeing there. Next, Ikaro Will Not Die. This looks fucking cool. It's like a roguelike, a beat 'em up parkour platformer. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at here because it looks like a big focus is like running and jumping and obstacle course running. But then there's like dudes you could like fuck up.
Yeah. So they put this video out with narration for like I guess blind people. And so when I was watching this, that was just on by default and I couldn't turn it off. So but it's actually the way they did the narration is pretty good. I can imagine. Cool. Because it doesn't narrate if there's already dialogue in the video, which I thought like they took the consideration to not talk over what's already in the video. Anyway, they described the gameplay with words for people who are blind, and they described this one. I think the words they used were like action, third person platformer, beat 'em up. So
I like that. Okay. I'm into it. Bring it on.
Yeah. And then as I was watching that, I was like, what if what if I did like a parody of that narration thing, but like did like the real third person action platformer. The frame rate is dog shit. Like what if I just like did like the real
Like the real analysis of it. Like,
yeah.
And the frame rate's really bad. The graphics are kind of simple, just like stuff that someone who's like visually impaired would like not even notice or care about. Oh man, that's funny. This game looks cool, but like, yeah, I want to know more about what it is. I don't really like look into the rest of these games. RoboCop looks really good.
RoboCop
Metal
looks
Gear Solid
good.
Delta looks good. How do you feel about it though? Like you're the local, you're the resident Metal Gear fan.
Looks fucking incredible. The thing I heard about this Metal Gear is that despite what people think, there are still people at Konami who have worked on the Metal Gear franchise, and there's a lot of them. Someone put a list on Reddit of all the original Metal Gear devs who were still working on this one, and it was a lot. So it eased my soul a little bit just to know that, because look, Kojima's not there, but if they're just giving the game a facelift, then he doesn't need to. His work is done. Then you just let people just update like just the gameplay and the graphics and just leave the rest of it as is.
Yeah, it seems like that's what it's doing, and I hope that's what gets done because the game had a lot of detail in it, right? Like there's a lot of like hidden things in the game that like you wouldn't notice until you like engage with it, right?
Yeah.
So to see this game and to see this coming out, I'm hoping they keep that attention to detail. Little things like, oh, if it's a food that like Snake doesn't like, it doesn't give you as much HP, but if you keep eating it, he'll get used to it. It'll give him more HP. Like things like that. Like minor things like that. The end boss fight, you could like beat it by like waiting out the clock and waiting for him to die because he's old as shit. Like things like that. Or not the end. Was that the end?
Yeah.
Or the sorrow boss fight where like, oh, everyone you like killed comes back to like fuck with you, and it makes that final little trek harder. Like stuff like that. I hope they keep all that attention to detail that was in the original game. but we'll see what happens. You know, with the game getting more graphically intense, maybe there might not be room to have all that detail, but I hope it's still there. I really, really hope it's still there.
Yeah. That one with the end is specifically, I don't know. I don't know if the other versions of this game even do that.
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think all of them do that. Like even the 3DS version.
That's interesting. Because
Which I really, really want to fucking get. I really want to get the 3DS version of this game, just to say I have it.
the guy, yeah, so the guy that did that version, I think, is like the lead on this one, I think. So that's what I'm saying. Like there's still people who've worked on those games that are working on this one. So
Yeah.
like the guy, yeah, I think, yeah, because the guy that made that version, he updated the gameplay with stuff where you can like, he added the thing where you can like crouch walk, and like that was a feature in that game that didn't exist until Metal Gear Solid 4, but he added it in the 3DS version of this. So
Yeah.
it's like shit like that like improvements like that are great to have. So I'm excited for this. Metal Gear Solid 3 is my top 3, my top 3 games all time. So I'm
Yeah.
excited.
It's a good ass game, dude. I didn't play it until I was much older. When Phantom Pain was coming out, um, all the Metal Gear Solid games went on sale on PS3, and I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll pick it up. Like, I'll pick that up. It's super cheap. It gives me time to like get into the games when it comes out. I don't know if you remember, but the only game that didn't come in that like that package was the original, the first Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
So still, to this day, I've never played the first Metal Gear Solid. I've never.
It did
played
come like on the PlayStation 3 version. It gives you a digital download for the PS1 version of that game, so you can play it on like your PSP and shit, your Vita.
If it did, I didn't get it because I bought it on PS3. I bought it all digital, and it didn't come with that.
Yeah.
It came with Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, and Portable Ops. Is that the PSP one, Portable Ops?
Yeah.
It came with that, like,
there are a few
remastered
on PSP.
PS3. Yeah. Well, the one that's canon, the one that goes into
Oh
like.
no, you're thinking of oh shit.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. It's not Portable Ops though. It's the other one. It's the other one. Peace Walker.
Peace Walker, that's it. Yeah. It came with Peace Walker, like remastered and ported to PS3. So I played all of those. I never beat Peace Walker, but that was because like
that game's
Phantom
fucking
Pain was
difficult.
Is it?
Well, it's like a Monster Hunter, so doing it, it's like, it's fucking difficult. To do it solo.
Cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. Like,
it was really cool.
I had fun with it, and I never finished it, but because like Phantom Pain was like just about to come out, and I was like, I'm gonna drop this game and play that. So I just went on a wiki and like got all the story stuff for that.
Yeah.
And they had already released Ground Zeroes before that, and I had played through it already. And so I was already like looking at the wiki and stuff. I was like, oh wait, who's this? Who's Paz? Who's Paco? Is that his name? Paco? I can't remember his name.
Chico,
yeah. I was like, who's Paz? Who's Chico? And I had to like look up the wiki already to like figure out the context there. So by the time like I got the Peace Walker, I already knew like the story beats and stuff. So
yeah. Here's one I wanted to talk about is the finals. The finals is a joint coming from Nexon. It's like a 3v3v3 Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh yeah.
Mixed with a little like Battlefront Bad Company, I guess. Because the guys making this game are ex-DICE guys. They're like ex-Battlefield guys. So, and you can tell because it has fully destructible environments.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
And it looks fucking awesome. I went online to see how people felt about this, and apparently they did like an alpha beta test phase before, and said people really fucking love it. People were really into it. So they're doing another beta today, which I might check out. I might check that out because it looks awesome. Not a fan of the LMFAO EDM music they've got going on here, but the gameplay looks solid. So
yeah, I was gonna say just turn the music off and play your own soundtrack. You'll be fine.
yeah.
That's so cool. This game looks pretty dope. Yeah, I'm glad you caught this one. I didn't see any of these other games except for those couple we talked about. So this looks really good. Alan Wake 2 also looks incredible. That's coming out tomorrow. So
Yeah, the reviews came out for that. It looks like it's doing well.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. I'm excited for it.
Oh, Ark Survival, Ark, they're remastering Ark, and that you can play that now. Just hit early access like today. It turns out it's bad. It's terrible. It's like you remember that first game that was terrible, and like barely ran on like good hardware. Well, it's worse. It's worse now. Because now they've significantly upgraded. It's running UE5, I think. So now you can watch like your favorite streamer with powerful rigs barely run this game. So
that
there you go.
So obnoxious. Like, Ark's never been a game that run properly, but like with this like new like what'd you call it reboot they're doing, you'd think like they'll put some modicum of effort, but I guess not.
Yeah. But also like the game is shit anyway. I mean,
yeah.
Or maybe they updated that part, because when you look at these trailers, you're like, holy shit, that looks awesome, and then you play the game and it's not.
It's not that at all. Yeah,
it is not that. And you're like, what the fuck?
No, it's a huge bumper. It's really shitty.
Also, with the with the narration on watching this, she had a name for every one of the. You see Diplosaur running through the environment. I'm like, she had a name for every one of these fucking dinosaurs, and I had never heard of any. I'm like, what the fuck is a Stereoraptosaur or whatever the fuck? Like, I've never heard of any.
I've heard Diplosaur before. I think I've heard Diplosaur before.
Like, yeah. But she had a name for every single one of them, because she's trying to like describe what she's seeing, but like, you know, for a blind person, you have to like describe everything. So she had a name for every single one of these dinosaurs, and if I was blind,
I'm wondering how many people who are like blind went into that and know what like a Diplosaur looks like.
Yeah.
They need to like Google what does Diplosaur look like, and then have someone like to have like a program describe it to them and be like, okay, and I can go back to the trailer. And after that, it's like, oh, next is Pteroraptosaur, and it's like, god damn it, I gotta look that up too. Has to describe it to me.
Yeah, it was interesting having her name all the dinosaurs. I was like, oh, that's what that thing is, or it has a name. It's like a real thing. Because then you see it's like mixed with creatures that they've invented too, like machine creatures and giant spiders, and you're like, there's like real dinosaurs mixed with some like bullshit ones too. So. It was interesting having to read all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's I everyone should go back and rewatch this whole thing with the narration on, just to get a taste of what that is. Yeah, maybe like blind people are just used to that and just know what's up.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe visually impaired people just understand, like, you know, this is the life we have to. This is our life. We have to deal with this. It sucks, but
yeah.
Until there's a better alternative, this is what our life is.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I do. That's why whenever there's like an issue with like accessibility, I love it when games like introduce stuff to like make games more accessible.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
Forza that added like that they didn't add subtitles. They added like sign language to the game.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a little lady in the corner, or a guy, or whatever. I think you can like choose what you want. But yeah, there's a guy who'll be in a corner just signing shit, and they even did that for like this event. They have like a sign language version. They have this narration here, and it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a thing I didn't know you could do on YouTube because you can select. They have multiple audio tracks because usually people just upload different versions of each video. They'll have like 20 videos. This is a Japanese one. This is the Turkish one. This is the German one. But
That's really cool.
in this one video, they have every language and the narration ones. So I didn't even know that you could do that on YouTube.
Yeah. That's really cool. I love seeing shit like that. Accessibility is important, man. The more people that can enjoy things with us, the better.
Yeah.
And some quickie news. Fallout, the Amazon Prime series, is coming April 12th. There's a Twitter post basically confirming it's coming.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait and see when it comes out, man. Like, I've seen some of Amazon shit. You know, The Boys is really good. I'm watching Gen V right now. That's super good. And I watched Invincible, but I think I watched Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. They're all pretty good series, so
I don't even know any of that. I don't really watch many shows anymore.
That's fine.
Unless it's like people are talking about it as if it's the greatest thing ever. Then I'll be like, okay, maybe I should watch this. But
I'll check out Fallout when that comes out in April.
Yeah.
Oh, while we're here, did you watch Laserhawk yet?
No.
Bro, it's good.
It's
good. I went into it expecting so I described it as like I said, like Avengers with Ubisoft characters. It's more like imagine like Subspace Emissary from Smash Brothers with Ubisoft characters.
Wait, it's more than
a lot more. Fucking, I was not expecting what I was getting into, man. There's a lot of Ubisoft characters.
Wait, what is a Ubisoft character?
Fucking Jade and Paige from Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh.
Pagan Say no more. From Fallout, from Far Cry.
Say no more.
There's a bullfrog who's an assassin from Assassin's Creed. He's in there. Like,
I'm gonna have to watch this.
It's good as shit, dude.
Jade is in there. Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this.
Your expectations for Jade a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then
I'll go in there expecting like I'm gonna watch a whole Beyond Good and Evil show. That's not what this is.
But that's leading to that, though, right?
It's not a Beyond Good and Evil show. I will leave it at that. It is not a Beyond Good and Evil show.
That would be that's a perfect thing to do. Like, come on, that'd be a perfect thing to do. Then I can make that fucking game. We'll make it a show. Then, like, come on. Okay.
But like everyone's in here, dude. Fucking. One of the characters is like a love interest for the main character, and I was like, "Who is this fucking guy? Did they make him for the game? No, he's like a character from the crew."
Wow.
That like shitty Ubisoft driving game. He's a character from that game.
Wow.
Rayman's in this game, and like they do their best to explain like who these characters are, but like, and they change the design, so don't go in there expecting like box art Jade or box art Paige. Like they changed the design to fit the world here. But yeah, the best I can describe is like an R-rated like Subspace Emissary from Smash Brothers with like an actual ongoing narrative and like a little bit of like 80s like movie grindhouse cheese, but it's good. It's really good. I finished it and I was like, I want more. It's not long. It's like 6 episodes long, and at the end of it, I was like, fuck, I want more. I really, really want more.
Wow.
Yeah, go watch it.
Yeah, Super Ultra Pimp says a Beyond Good and Evil show would be much better than a sequel / pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, I know you're a huge Beyond Good and Evil fan. Those characters are in it. They play a pretty noticeable role. But it's not a Beyond Good and Evil show. I'm going to leave it at that without spoiling anything. It's not a Beyond Good and Evil show. So, tape those expectations a bit.
Yeah, well.
Pagan Min is in it, and it's not a Far Cry show. Rayman's in it, but it's not a Rayman show. It's like its own weird thing. I think the remix part, because the full title is like Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. That remix is like the identifying factor there.
Yeah, well, that's what I expected was just a Blood Dragon thing. I didn't know all these other motherfuckers were in it.
I didn't either. I saw like I saw the trailer and I saw like the Assassin's Creed frog and I saw like Rayman, but I thought they're gonna be like references, but no, they're like major characters. This is like, you know, when you were a kid and you had like action figures of like different franchises and you like made up stories to put them together.
Yeah.
It feels like that, but like a grown ass man's doing it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. I'm impressed with it. Yeah, go watch it. We'll talk about this again. I want to say we'll talk about it next week. Let's not do that. Let's just talk about it as soon as you finish it. Just put it on the Discord when you finish it. I want to.
Yeah, because there's other shows that were like, I completely forgot about that Cuphead show, and I wanted to check that out. And I was like, there's other shows that I've been like, yeah, I gotta like, I haven't seen any of the shit on Netflix, so I haven't seen like the Cyberpunk one or like anything.
Cyberpunk's really good, bro. Cyberpunk's really good. You're fucking up for not watching.
I still need to finish Arcane, like all these shit.
Arcane's
like,
incredible too.
Yeah. I just don't watch shit. I don't watch shows, man. Like I just need to carve out some time to just sit down and watch something.
Yeah, it's good as fuck. Like, trust me. Just go watch it. I think you'll like it. Oh, but yeah, Fallout Amazon Prime, April 12th. A new trailer, Squadron 42, is finally coming out. Finally.
Yeah. So
As if you don't know, this is the single player, like this is the shooting game, right? That's based off in the Starfield or the Star Citizen universe, or am I making that up?
yeah, well, that's what this is. And I guess I didn't know. I don't really follow the Star Citizen shit. You know, I played that game. Well, I bought a ship. Well, your ship is, let me explain. Your ship is your access to the game. It's like,
yeah,
you buy the ship, but where it really is just a copy of the game that comes with the ship. So
you can lose your ship, right? Like
you can lose the ship.
The thing. You can lose the ship. You can like completely destroy your ship. You got to pay real money to get a new one, or use the in-game currency you accumulate to get a new one, right?
Yeah, but you don't lose your access to the game though. So I think that's, yeah. But I played that game like a very long time ago. So I don't know what it is now, but when I played it, I had no fucking idea. It didn't like explain anything. It's kind of it just puts you in a thing and you're like, okay, you walk around and do shit. So I don't even know what the game is supposed to, I don't know what their plans are for this game other than just recreating just life in a universe. And
yeah,
like,
I think that's what it is. And Squadron 42 is like a first person shooter, like action game based in that universe, I think.
Yeah. But I thought that it was going to be integrated in the thing.
I have no idea. I remember forever ago, there's like a screenshots or a trailer of it, and Mark Hamill was in it, but that was like fucking 10 years ago, I think.
Mark Hamill. I know they've got Sir Davos in this trailer. So I think they do have, maybe they're still doing Mark Hamill, but they do have some actors that you recognize. So
I remember the Mark Hamill trailer was like 5 years ago. Jesus. This is insane to me. This game is like a spin-off of a game that's not even completely finished yet, and it's already coming out. Like, what the fuck? Game industry is weird.
Yeah, like I thought that this was the game. I thought this was just a part of it.
Yeah.
But
it's a separate spin-off.
Yeah. So, but that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Remember when EVE Online did they did that first person shooter?
No.
Or am I just, no one remembers that? Okay, I'll just go fuck myself then.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
They did a game called Dust. It was called Dust 513 or some shit like that, which was a first person shooter spin-off of EVE Online, and the whole premise was that EVE Online is all these like big space battles, but what if you were on the ground and you can affect the game from the ground in this first person
Oh, I remember
shooter.
you mentioning that like forever ago. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but
I think you might have mentioned it, or maybe I'm making it up.
maybe
But I remember hearing about it somewhere.
because no one mentions this fucking game. Anyway, I thought that was a really cool idea that you could have two different versions of a game set in the same universe and they could affect each other in different ways. So like the people playing the FPS Battlefield fucking game could affect like stuff on the ground, and then the people playing the space game could affect stuff from the space. And then, but I don't know how. Obviously, it didn't turn out well because that game is no longer around. So I don't think it lasted very long. But it's games like that where I feel like you can, because like Mag is another one where it was just like it was a really neat idea of having these massive action battle games.
Yeah, PlanetSide is another one that did the same thing, right?
Yeah, PlanetSide, yeah. But it was like large scale, but it was still like, it was like one thing though.
Yeah.
But PlanetSide is also not, is that even still around? Are people still playing that?
I don't know. I think it got a sequel, didn't it?
I feel like when these games fail, it scares everyone else off of doing shit like that.
Yeah, a little bit.
But they're really cool ideas. It's just maybe the execution wasn't there. Legend of Hamtaro is in the chat. Hambo says
Hambo.
he says it's getting a reboot. He says Dust is getting a reboot as Eve Vanguard, but it's an extraction shooter.
I'll pass. Just kidding. I think extraction shooters are okay. It's just, there's a lot of them.
Huh. Yeah, it's interesting they bring that back. Yeah. Because this reminds me of that. Because like this could be like the ground thing where it affects like the space shit that is happening in actual Star Citizen. But if this is like a single player joint, then maybe not. But with the kind of scope that these guys seem like they're going for, I thought this would be like a multiplayer thing that had larger implications. But
Yeah, you think so, but
maybe not. It looks good though. It looks good. I don't know anything about it, but it looks good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it looks cool. I'm glad to see it coming out. I wasn't waiting for it, but it's cool to see like it's been worked on for so long coming out.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got some game releases. You take over the game releases, I gotta take a shit. I was trying to hold it in for the end of the show, but I'm like, I can't, dude. I made some chili yesterday. It was really good, but like my asshole's like feeling it now.
Oh yeah, careful. Might want to line the toilet with some extra.
I got like aluminum foil I can put around it. I was like to insulate it.
Insulate it. It's not really what I was going for, but okay.
But no, jokes aside, like, yeah, I gotta take a shit, so I'm gonna go do that.
All right. Game releases. Some games are releasing. That's what they do. Each day, a game releases. You know what's weird about the like the ass end of the year here is that like shit is just coming out every day, and it didn't seem like that like before. Like in the first 3 quarters of this year, it seemed like shit was just trickling. Shit's coming out every day. Today, Thursday, October 26th, Dave the Diver is hitting Nintendo Switch. Now, people love this game.
Meet Dave.
Hi, Dave. People love this game. Me, I'm not convinced on this. I don't get it. Gotta get your game launched before COD comes in. I guess, but it even seems like COD is late, doesn't it? Or I feel like they were not gonna do a COD this year, but at some point they were like, you know what, let's just do a Call of Duty and let's just all those Modern Warfare 2 maps, let's just put those out as a new game and charge full price for it. Oh my god, genius. Genius. Get this guy a promotion. because it felt like they were not going to do it. Like Call of Duty came in late. So, but yeah, I guess that's happening. I'm not mad at it because I played that beta and it was all right. It was all right. I mean, I had fun with it. So, that's Dave the Diver. That's coming out to Switch today. So, I'm not really into it. I've watched people play this. I don't understand. Maybe you just got to play it to get it. It's Dave the Diver. What else? Frog Detective. Frog Detective is coming out. The complete mystery, the entire mystery. This is coming to Game Pass. Oh my god, none of these gonna get muted. This is coming to Game Pass. This is another one I heard good things about, never played. I think there's like 3 games in this trilogy. I heard they're all pretty short. Wait, is this a Super Hot joint? Why does it say Super Hot Presents? I admit, I don't know anything about this. This is published by Super Hot. Super Hot Presents? I didn't know they were publishing games. Interesting. Wow. Super Hot. Yeah. So, Frog Detective's coming out. Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbone, and Series X. It's going to be on Game Pass. So, I'll probably check this out over there. Ghostbusters, The Rise of the Ghost Lord is coming out. Now, I could not find any information on this. At least I couldn't find a page for it. So we're just going to not talk about it. I think it's a VR game. So we're just not going to talk about that. Ghost Runner 2 is coming out. PC, PS5, Series X. Ghost Runner. Played a little bit of that first one. Was not in love with it. So, hold on. Is this going to come out with audio? Yeah.
Hello, Jack.
Let's hear a little bit of this. No. Okay. Oh, then now it muted. It muted itself. Okay. Well, anyway. Ghost Runner 2. Parkour ninja shit. It seems all right. I think what I didn't know about this game, well, the first one at least, was that it's like a run-based game. It's like almost like a Trials, where you're like, it's very segmented, and you do a thing, and if you fuck it up, it sends you back so you can do that thing again. Almost like it's like segmented sections of a one level, almost. It's like a straight line, very linear thing. So I don't know if this second game is like that, but that I wasn't a fan of that part of it. I thought it was more of like a video game where you can kind of just walk around, and so I thought it was like a Mirror's Edge almost, to where it had some, you had some choice in where you could go, what you could do. But it was literally just a straight line. If you fucked it up, it sent you back so you can redo the section that you fucked up. And I don't know.
Ghost Runner?
Ghost Runner, yeah.
Yeah, that is like not the same thing. It was like a Mirror's Edge type of game until I played the demo, and I was like, oh no, it's like an obstacle course.
Yeah, like an obstacle course, yeah. Like it. So
which
I
is
don't
cool
know.
still. Which is cool still. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, to lose the more open aspect to it is one thing, but getting like an obstacle course kind of design where it's like, here's like point A, point B, execute it. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's fine for me.
Yeah.
I like games like that, so I was cool with it.
Yeah, I don't know if the second game changes that at all, but that's what that first game was.
We'll find out when it comes out. When's it coming out? It's coming out
Today.
Oh yeah, shit. Okay, so there we go.
It's out.
We'll find out today. Next, we got Great Ambition of Slimes. What is this? Like a Final Fantasy Tactics? That's exactly what it is. A tactical slime simulation game. A tactical slimulation game.
Perfect.
Where you make slimes take over humans to fight your battles. That looks cool, actually. It's getting mixed reviews, but that sounds pretty neat, this whole concept here.
Slime. I'm not into turn-based tactics, so
I know.
I look at this and I go, "Oh, this ain't. Yeah, I'm a fan of that." Okay, yeah, I'm seeing stuff here that is a little interesting. The slime just ate a girl and then said, "Absorbed." Wait, do you play as you are the slimes? Is that the thing?
I think so. Like you play as a slime, you take over people.
Oh,
That's like your crew.
interesting. Okay. Yeah, I might have to watch this. What are the mixed? Way too simplistic to be fun long term.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
That's
Like,
what
simple
I'm
games.
looking for, actually.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna play one of these, I don't want it to be super
Like
complicated.
super complicated, super deep. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna throw that in the wish list. That might be all right. That's a $12 game. All right. What else? We don't have to hit all of these. I know that Hello Kitty game is a rhythm game.
Oh yeah.
That's all I know about it. So
All right. That's all we need to know about it.
and
Moving
there's
on.
a bunch of VR stuff coming out that I don't care about too. So Mineko's Night Market is coming to Game Pass. I do know that about that. It actually might be on there already. Actually, might have updated today with all these games on it.
I never heard of that one. Which one's that one?
It's a humble joint. It's a
Cool.
I don't know. I don't really know what it is. I think it's like a Japanese thing. It's like a slice of life Japanese sim. One of
I'm
those
cool with
like
that. That sounds
yeah.
cool.
So one of those games. This looks like the guys that made that one game.
One game.
That's not them though. That's not them. This is the art style looks similar.
It looks cool. I like it. Next we got Out of Scale. I don't care. It's a VR game. Spin Rhythm.
Spin Rhythm. I've heard incredible things about this.
It looks like a Dance Dance Revolution inspired game.
It's a rhythm game where they want you to use a DJ controller, you know, like a turntable or like a jog wheel or something like that you can spin, because that's the game, is like spinning the thing and then hitting the notes on like a spinning thing. People are fucking in love with this game, but
Yeah?
I wanted to check it out, but I don't have a controller. I don't have like a DJ controller with like a jog wheel on it or anything.
Is it
So
like a specific type of like controller, or just you need like a real turntable?
just anything that with a wheel on it, anything you can spin. Like they make ones that just have the wheel and you can just spin it. Yeah, and you can use it with anything. I guess that's why it's coming out on the Switch, because technically you can like use a mouse or a touchscreen or whatever. But they say if you really want to do it, you want to use the gear. So and that's what I want to do. Like I want to use the shit, because you can like free spin it. You can just spin it and then just have it free spin like that. And that's part of the. I really want to try this. Because people fucking are saying it's incredible. So
Dude, it sounds awesome. Like
yeah,
it sounds really awesome.
yeah.
This looks fucking cool. Wonder if I can get like I assume you could probably use like those old like DJ Hero controllers from like way back in the day too, right?
Oh wow. I would say probably if it works like a MIDI controller. If you like plug it in and it actually detects, because sometimes those shits are just like proprietary, but they don't actually use the right software.
I'll have to look into it later. Then I'm gonna check this out, see like what the scoop is, like what works with this.
But this looks so fucking good, man. I
It
need
looks
to.
fun. It looks fun. Tomorrow we got Alan Wake 2 coming out. That looks good. People are excited for that. Desoladium coming out. For everything.
Yeah.
It's a first-person point-click adventure game inspired by Lovecraft, so check that out. EA Sports UFC 5. Yeah, another one coming out tomorrow. PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Great.
And the Terminator Resistance Complete Edition dropping on Series X. I actually heard this game's not bad.
Yeah, I heard good things about this.
Yeah,
Never played it, but
I mean, neither. And then we got October 30th, Resident Evil Village coming out on iOS for some fucking reason.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I want to see what people with that. They've shown it, but when they announced the new iPhone, they showed it and it looked
Yeah, I
fucking
remember
crazy.
getting shown off, but I'm like, why though? Like, who's this for?
Yeah, like, is it gonna have touchscreen support, or are you gonna have to use a controller? You have to like plug it. Can you plug it into your TV? There's a lot of questions with that.
A lot of questions. There's a lot here to like. Well, Apple Arcade has like, if you have an Apple TV, you can play Apple Arcade games on your TV with like a controller. But at that point, just fucking buy a console.
Yeah.
Understand what this is.
Well,
We'll
for a lot of
see when
people,
it
their
comes out.
phone, a lot of people's phones are like the most powerful computer in their homes. You know,
That's true.
not only that, but it's also like the best display in their home too, which is crazy.
That's true. I just can't imagine playing a game like, as I guess as big.
Yeah, like a
as-
real
as-
game.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Like, maybe it'll be like awesome, but we'll see. And it's not like cheap either, right? It's like it's like a $40 game, I think, on iOS. Let me double check. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. Apple Store.
$40, yeah, $39.99.
Jesus.
And the Winners Expansion DLC packs another $20 if you want to get it.
Oh, wait, there's DLC for it.
Yeah, there's DLC for it. The Winners Expansion.
Well, I mean, I knew the game had DLC, but I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, they're not including it with the iOS version.
Yeah. That's crazy. Is there like a VR thing happening today? Or is VR, is something VR coming out today?
And here's the other thing. The Resident Evil Village is only going to be playable on iPhone 15 Pro and Max and anything later.
Yeah.
Or anything with the M1 generational chip. So, like, you need a new phone to even, like, handle that.
Yeah.
Which is, like, I can't see myself justifying that, if I'm being totally honest. Like,
I'm glad if I'm being honest, I'm glad that they're doing this.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because someone has to, right? If mobile phones are going to be taken more seriously as gaming devices, then someone has to put serious games on the fucking platforms. So
yeah, I guess someone's got to bite the bullet and be the first one to do it. So.
like, unless you're going to be stuck with like bullshit games or like streaming like the real stuff. So if you can do like a real fucking game and people are interested in that, then Like I say, just make it available and see see where the market lands. Because I know Microsoft felt like that's their next big push is mobile. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna be the next ones to make that push as well. So if it's taken seriously, and we'll see. And then I guess because you gotta have, like, you can't have the cart come before the horse, right?
Yeah.
Or like whatever, like chicken egg or whatever the fuck you want to like idiom you want to use. It's like someone has to do the thing first. Either the phones have to be the gaming device to foster the market for the games to come, or the games just go there without the devices being the most ideal platform yet. But you know what I'm saying? Like someone has to take the first bullet,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't do well initially.
I mean, they kind of did that way back in the day, right? When like mobile gaming was like first starting. I remember people were like bringing Call of Duty Zombies to fucking iOS, and
Really?
it was it was a stripped down version of it, but
Because I remember I remember they had mobile knockoffs of games. Like there's like, you can get like those Final Fantasy games on mobile, but they're not like there's a Final Fantasy 15 on mobile, but it's not Final Fantasy 15. You know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah.
a shitty version of it.
So they would bring like these games as close as they can to mobile, and like the Call of Duty Zombies one was like I played that a lot when I was a kid, but I was like maybe 14, 15, so yeah. Um and it was just that. It was the zombie maps from Call of Duties on iOS.
Yeah,
And they tried to replicate as best as they could, obviously, but at the end of the day that was like the fun was like the novelty of being able to play that.
yeah. Because I
So
know, like Fortnite, Fortnite and Apex are good examples, but I feel like I don't know how well those are doing on mobile.
yeah.
I don't know, and then I wouldn't call those like real fucking like video games, other than like they could just be seen as like time wasters.
Yeah.
But Resident Evil 4, I mean, that's a fucking video game.
Yeah,
That's
Resident Evil
like
Village is a fucking video game
Resident
too.
Evil Village.
And
Oh,
Resident Evil 4 remake's coming to iOS too, so
yeah.
it's later.
I was looking at Resident Evil 4 here. I didn't even realize that was. Looking at Resident Evil 4. Yeah, that's also
And they're
coming.
both coming. Yeah, Village is coming like the next like couple days, but 4 is coming out later.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, I would love to see a company like market like, hey, here's like the video game playing phone. Like if take all the guts for like a Steam Deck and just put it into like a phone. Maybe have like an optional like backbone controller you could strap onto it or something.
Yeah.
I'd buy that.
But these are also coming to Mac OS, right? Mac and like iPad.
Yeah, anything that runs on for other mobile stuff, anything that runs on that M1 chip or later is what they're like aiming towards.
That's probably the real market is um like the bigger devices. Even though you could run it on your phone if you wanted to, you probably would not do that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, we'll see what happens when it comes out, man. If this starts a trend, I'm cool with it. Because if this starts a trend, right, where people are like, oh, people are gonna play serious games on their phones, we might see like more phone manufacturers develop like these cell phones with like gaming, like hardcore gaming in mind, or maybe we might see some like gaming developers or console manufacturers getting into the phone market too.
Yeah.
Like I said, if Steam released like a Steam Deck phone, fucking just all the guts of a Steam Deck just in a phone, I'd buy that.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Have access to like my Steam library on my phone. Fuck yeah, bring it on.
That'd be crazy.
It's like it's this that's like weirding me out though, because like you have to buy the iOS version of like Resident Evil Village.
Yeah,
And does that version like playable on your Mac too?
but
Like,
I think that's the idea. That's the real, is like Mac gaming has been a joke for so long. So if they're actually, if this can penetrate the market a little bit for Mac gaming, because that would do a lot for, I guess, developers taking that platform more seriously and porting their games to Mac. 'Cause I think
yeah,
that's probably the real play here.
yeah, I agree.
And then if it just happens to also run on, because they're all, I think the chip is all the same. So if it works on that chip, then it'll just work on everything that uses that chip. You know,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
whole platform. So iPhone, iPad, and Mac. So I think that's the ultimate play. So
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with it, man. But if this like sets off a trend, I'll be cool with that.
yeah, I'm interested to see the IGN review of this, or the Digital Foundry review, to see what's up with it, how it works and shit. So I want people to crack this one open.
Yeah, same. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it turns something cool, but we'll see what happens. Um, October 31st. I don't know any of these games except for Headbangers.
Yeah, and I've seen Foglands on. It's a VR game.
Oh yeah.
Um, but it's like a immersive sim, is what they're calling it. This one's actually on Steam too.
Oh, that's
Like
cool.
it looks pretty fucking awesome. That was like the one thing at the Quest event where I was like, that one looks fucking awesome.
It's cool. Like a VR immersive sim. I'm down. Bring it on.
Yeah. Headbangers is the only one that matters here. Headbangers and Jusant. Those are both coming to Game Pass, so
Yeah.
that's where I will be playing them. Headbangers, definitely, definitely
That's what I'm
Headbangers. That's coming out on
that's why I'm not Game
Tuesday,
Pass for
so
yet. For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure.
I will be streaming the fuck out of this.
I will. I'm working Tuesday, so I'll probably be watching the stream on my lunch break or something.
Um, Headbangers, yeah, I played the demo and it was incredible. So I'd highly recommend people check this out. So, and then Jusant, another one. I played that demo and it's really cool. It reminds me a lot of the VR climbing games that came out when those VR climbing games were popular, but they're doing it for realsies. So, though I don't totally understand what the full game is. I guess now looking at some of this trailer, there is like more to it, because it's hard to just do a full game of like, you're just climbing the shit. So I want to see how it expands. But it was really cool. There's also a Don't Nod joint. I think it's their first game after all that Life is Strange shit
Oh
that
yeah.
they've been doing. Yeah. So they finally gotten out of that. Make real games again.
Good. That's good. And we'll see what happens, but I'm into it. Bring it on. I said that a lot. The show. I'm into it. Bring it on. November 1st, we got Alien Hominid HD coming out on everything. I'm surprised it wasn't already on Xbox One or Series X. Like that's a trip to me.
Yeah.
Or PC or Switch already. But it's cool to
Well,
see it come.
they're remaking. They're like remaking it
Oh.
in 4K.
And then we got Alien Hominid Invasion coming out on all those. We played that a little bit during the demo, Jeremy. That game was fucking crazy.
Yeah. This has to hit Game Pass, right? I mean, come on.
I hope so.
It's
We'll
only
see.
on Xbox and PC and Switch.
See. We will see. We got Ninja or Die. Shadow of the Sun coming out on PC. This looks fucking crazy.
I don't even know
This
what.
looks insane, hard to like follow, and the reviews are mostly mixed. So
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
yeah, right. It looks like
You're like bouncing around. You look like a cricket almost.
yeah. This looks crazy.
I think that's what the game is. You like hold, you like have this arc of movement, and like that's how you
Use
move.
one button for everything.
Oh no.
No walking, no running, just jumping. I
Oh
think you're right.
no.
This looks weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
How much does this cost? How much are they charging for this?
Uh,
$15.
yeah, $15.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, it's already out on on Steam, so like, where else is it coming out to? Whatever. Like, I'll check it out later.
Oh, you're right.
Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story. There's a trailer for this. I didn't know it was like a trailer for this. It was like some licensed song and just like that kid and that fucking abominable snowman looking thing just like hanging out. There was like a nice little soundtrack to it. It was really nice. I thought it was for a movie. Until it was over and it was like, oh, pick up the game like November 1st. I was like, that's a fucking game? And it said it was League of Legends like game.
Wow. This is yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this. I think Sony showed this off at some point. I don't know. I like that these League of Legends stuff are like dipping out into other things.
Yeah.
But this one's
Look
not.
at this. I'm gonna put the trailer in the stream chat right here. This is the trailer I saw for it, and I was like, I thought it was for like a movie or something, or it was like a music video. It popped up like randomly as a YouTube ad, and I let it run a little bit longer than I should have. I was like, what is this? For like a movie? Is this a music video? What am I watching here? It wasn't until the until I realized like, oh, this is for a game, a League of Legends game. What is up with League of Legends and like licensed music? Have you noticed that? Like they license out like great music.
What song is this?
I don't fucking know, but either they license it or they have music specifically for their shit. But like their music's always pretty good for stuff like this. Fucking what is it? Fucking Arcane has some fucking incredible music. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think that's why I checked out Arcane, because that Jitty Jid song, well, it's an Imagine Dragons song, but it got Jitty Jid in it. Like, hell yeah.
Fucking
That's
there's this fucking scene in the show with there's a song called Dynasties and Dystopias with Denzel Curry. That's fucking incredible, dude. Fucking incredible.
I didn't even know Denzel Curry was in that. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
dude, check this out. I'm gonna show you the clip that fucking song is from. So you can find it. Hold on. Dude, watch this. Like, this
I
is
don't
fucking
want to see anything.
Just watch it. It's good.
I'm gonna watch the show. I have it in Blu-ray.
You have it on Blu-ray? You haven't finished it?
That's what I'm saying. I watched the first episode, and then I didn't go back
Listen
to
to the
it.
song at least. Just listen to the song at least. It's so fucking good. Like this song was like fucking incredible. I sent another video with just the song. So I don't have to worry about like spoiling the show for you, but it plays like a fucking incredible fight. It's so fucking good, dude.
Now, is any of this convincing you to play League of Legends?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No one's calling me a racial slur when I watch Arcane or listen to the music. So, yeah. I joke around that. Like, I thought I hated League of Legends, but no, I just hate getting called slurs.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire. So
It's so good.
yeah,
I listen to that song on repeat, just on my own time. I've listened to it like on my own. Just people have asked me like, "Oh, who is this?" Like, that's Denzel Curry. Like, "Oh, did you release an album?" Like, no, it's from the fucking Arcane soundtrack. All fucking things.
yeah. No, it's weird because that's it's weird that they're putting so much work into the shit. But I don't think it's weird that it doesn't convince anyone to play the or like even look into the original, like the source material, right? Like even if you go like even the Last of Us TV show or like the cyberpunk anime or like any of these like adaptations, I feel like the crossover is just so minimum that no one gives a fuck about the original shit. They just like the thing.
So, Cyberpunk did see a noticeable spike in players and sales after Edge Runners dropped. So, there is a direct correlation there. I don't know about League of Legends, but
I think that's because cyberpunk was already broken, and that correlated with them fixing the game as well. So I think there was like a lot of people going back to the game after it was like fixed alongside like the anime
Maybe.
shit. I think it was people who are already into the game. I just mean that people who weren't into the original products are convinced to get into the product after they've encountered one of these like crossover shits.
maybe. I don't know.
Like my
They did it
brothers,
for Witcher too. Like, I think Witcher had like a noticeable spike in like downloads and players after the show dropped. So I think there is a correlation there. But the thing with Arcane though is that Riot pumps a lot of money into anything like League of Legends. Like, even before this, they had those like music videos, right? For their like female
Yeah.
characters.
yeah, no, they have like a
Or they were
pop
like
group.
Yeah, where they made them like some like a pop group, and they had like actual like K-pop like songs or K-pop sounding songs
Yeah,
written for their characters, and these music videos animating them. And that was all to like what promote skins, I think, for those characters, like their specific like pop group skins.
yeah,
And then this show, like Arcane, has incredible animation, right? And their intro song was performed by Imagine Dragons. Like, say what you want about Imagine Dragons, they suck. It's true. Say what you want about them, but they're not gonna come cheap, right? They're like a Billboard topping like group. So getting them to write a song for your show is not cheap. Like, they're gonna have a heavy fee attached to that. And I feel
Yeah.
like they're pumping a lot of money into stuff that like ultimately doesn't matter, but I kind of appreciate that they're doing it. You know what I mean?
it matters for like I think they're just targeting different like outside to the point where the game itself doesn't matter, you know,
Yeah.
or like the original product doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because now this new audience is just here for the show, or they're just here for like the pop group, and it's almost as if they know nothing about the original shit and don't even care, because the thing that pulled them in was the show or like the music or whatever. That's why like
Maybe.
yeah, it doesn't convince anyone to go, huh, maybe I should check out League of Legends. Like it just doesn't do that, because I don't
I
think
think
they
it
even
depends on the thing, because like there's been a couple people I know that got into the game Cyberpunk from Edge Runners. My brother, like straight up, he finished Edge Runners before I did, and he was like, "Bro, Edge Runners are so good. I fucking love it. Should I play the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, go play the game. The game's good." And he went and bought it. So
okay.
I think there is some people that like were interested in it at least a little bit. And
Yeah.
like how much of an effect, I don't know, because like, let me give you an example, right? Like I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077. I love Cyberpunk so much. This is my first experience with the Cyberpunk like universe. And it makes me want to go back and read the tabletop books. Not run a game, because I'm never going to find anyone who wants to play like Cyberpunk 2020 with me or Cyberpunk Red, but I want to go back and read those source books
Yeah.
and the source material. So I'm sure if like even like 5% of people who like enjoy it get into the franchise or the series through like a Netflix show or some other adaptation, if like 10% of those people like go and buy a game or buy a book, you know, it might be worth it. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a good example.
Yeah, so we'll see. Like the thing with like League of Legends though is that like
If the source is good, then maybe it'll like
yeah,
convince people, because like I guess like yeah, like the Walking Dead show did convince, it kind of convinced me to like start looking into like the original like graphic novels.
comics. The
Yeah.
comics are fucking good. You'll love the comics. It's way better than the show.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's better than the thing that the adaptation, then like even like the Last of Us show, I would argue the game is still better. Even like just for the storyline, it's still better than the show.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we'll see what happens with some of this later stuff, right? But yeah, it's totally possible that like enough people would get into this the games from it. My thing is like, you know, when you ask me like, oh, did watching Arcane convince you to like play League of Legends? No, because I already tried League of Legends and I hated it. So it's not gonna get me back into it.
What if they fixed it?
What's there to fix, man? Just don't call me the N-word. That's all you gotta do. Like but no, jokes aside, like I'm also not like a huge MOBA guy, so
Yeah.
like I'm sure that's like gonna do it. I'm not a MOBA fan, but I don't have the goddamn time to get into it, man. I'm a father now. Like I have a kid, a wife, a full-time job. Like I don't have the time to like suck my life into League of Legends and like get pissed off. I don't have time to spend 8 hours playing a game I don't like. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm excited for Arcane Season 2, man. I really, really want to see Arcane Season 2. Hamtaro was mentioning it. Oh, Riot's owned by Tencent now, so they definitely got that money. They definitely got that money. Now that I'm saying it, they got money to burn for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they been had money though.
Yeah, that's true. And that's going to do it for the show, everybody. Thank you for this very special 3-hour episode.
Yeah.
Talking about, not at all talking about shit that actually happened, but how funny is it that our short news weeks are the shows that like go by the longest?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I know. It was a good show, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and listening with us. Yeah, if you haven't noticed yet, like Thursday is the new show time. Just I got to change at work. I don't know if I mentioned on the show yet. I got a promotion at work, which is pretty nice, but totally changed my schedule. So that's like a thing I got to deal with now.
Yeah.
But appreciate you guys coming to listen and tuning in for the new show times, new show dates. We appreciate you guys. Sabi, tell the people they can find us, man.
Guys, go to Gameoverse.com, Gameoverse.com/Twitch, Gameoverse.com/YouTube, Gameoverse.com/Discord. Go on to Discord and hang out with us and chat with us. I'm usually hanging out just in like the general chat, and people just jump in there and we just chat about random shit. I got into it with Uncle Dolph one day about shonen characters in anime
Okay.
being
Let's see where's this going.
we won't get into that now, but Just I said that shonen characters are supposed to be like flawed hero characters, you know, to be positive role models for young adult males, or not adult males, but young males,
Young boys. Yeah.
young boys. And he was like, "Well, what about like Goku is a terrible person?"
Right, but
And
like
it's not wrong, but he's supposed to be terrible, so you can see what not to do when he does it. Because
and not just that, but he's also like, if we're talking like morals and ethics, he's like a good person. He's a shitty father, but he's a good person.
yeah. So, and then he was like, "Well, what about when he gave Cell a senzu bean so he could fuck him up, so he wasn't weak when he could fuck him up?" And then, you know, shit like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
you know,
Anyway, yeah, that's like a
video
whole
games,
rabbit hole that I dig down.
that's-
Like get into the Discord.
yeah. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you everybody. You guys have an excellent day. Be safe to each other. And we'll see you guys next time.